This video is by LegalMindset. Vitaly's Big Change. Go subscribe to him, like his video. Alright, let's get to it.
Vitaly has had a big change, and we're going to talk about that right now on The Legal Mindset. We teach you to be your own judge. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and this is a fast facts video, a quick and dirty version of the latest news regarding nuisance streamers. In this case, Vitaly in the Philippines, but we also cover Johnny Somali and many other, let's say, interesting characters around the globe. So in the case of Vitaly, we last left off, in case you've forgotten and gotten behind, with Vitaly begging for bail, begging to be released from jail, begging to be let out. That was denied. That was turned down. And indeed, we had, following up along with that, news that both Russia and the United States do not want to accept him for deportation.
Yeah, I feel like at a certain point, countries have to, hold people accountable. If you're gonna go over there and push them to, push the envelope and see how far, you can mess around with them, and their laws, and their people. I think it's only right that they react accordingly to, the things you do, I wanted to give him a break, as if he's not too bad of a guy when, some of the earlier stuff happened, but as time goes on, this is kind of a pattern with Vitaly. I've noticed, at least.
Russia explicitly coming out and saying, do not pull a Vitaly, condemning his actions, telling Russian citizens, Russian nationals not to behave like Vitaly, very much strongly coming out against Vitaly, whereas the U.S. saying, look, simply, we're not going to take this guy. So his hope was cut off for deportation. But today we had a big photo op as he changed custody. So a lot of people have been focusing on this, and my whole inbox has been full of photos like this. Which is a photo of before and after. So on the left here, we have a photo.
Immigration deportee. Because of what's going on in America, he thinks that he can... I think that's what you call bandwagoning, right?
From when he was just detained, so when he was just brought into custody, you could obviously see he's got a lot of bulk on him, and then you've got today, the fresh photo on the right, you see he's lost a lot of that bulk. He's slimmed down a lot. You can see it in the face. You can see it in other parts of the body. Now, look, there's no indicators that he is unhealthy or that, once again, he's, received any sort of bruises or beatings or anything that many of the Vitaly sympathizers have tried to say is going to go on in jail. However, yes, he has lost weight, and most people that are familiar with this think, well, if he's was on or using something that was performance enhancing, some sort of gear, that might be a very simple reason why he's cut down that weight, because he's no longer got access to whatever sort of supplements, testosterone, steroids he was taking on his own while he's in jail. He's not getting any special treatment where he gets to get geared up in jail. Now, while I think this is an important photo, and I think this is something that people need to see, people need to be aware of, what I actually think is more important is not him slimming down, although that is something to note, but actually the change of custody. And this is very intriguing, because the change of custody actually shows us that this is something that is going to go on for a long time. So he's actually now under BJMP custody. So the Bureau of Immigration, BI, on Monday said controversial Russian streamer Vitaly Zorovatsky has been transferred to the custody of the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology. BJMP. In a statement, Commissioner Joel Anthony Viado said Zorovetsky was transferred to BJMP on June 11th due to the local cases he is facing in the Philippines. He noted that the foreign vlogger will remain in BJMP's custody until the resolution of his court cases, after which he'll be returned back to the BI for deportation. According to Viedo, Zorovetsky previously requested for temporary release through bail, but no such relief.
They just have him locked down.
Was granted. It's not just a matter of administrative procedure. It's about protecting the integrity of our immigration laws. He added that foreigners who abuse our hospitality and violate our laws must face the consequences.
Exactly. And that's, yeah, like that's kind of like what I was trying to say, and I think they have every right to do that, you know, because like if they just allow it, you know, I think it's been said once, it's been said many times, if you just allow it, it's going to continue happening, and it'll happen more frequently, and it'll become normal, and then that's just, you know, that is just not good. That's how you have a society start going down a bad path.
The Bureau is resolute. We will not allow our deportation process to be undermined by publicity tactics or legal maneuvering. No special treatment will be given. So Vitaly said, he tried to say, hey, no, I'm going to be a good boy. I'm going to behave. I totally won't run away. I totally won't flee. I'll totally be great when I leave.
I'm pretty sure that they like, he got bail or was able to, like, he got out, but like he was still being charged, and then he went and did something again, and like I feel like I saw something like that, and then he went right back to jail. Like,
that was denied. He is a massive flight risk, an absolute flight risk, which is something that is a primary consideration when you're considering, hey, if you're going to let somebody out on bail or not. Now, the important thing here in the transfer from the BI is we do not expect the US or Russia to be coming and swooping in. They would have not made this transfer if Russia or the US was going to come down and was going to, you know, perk him up and deport him and take him right away. If that was going to happen, he would have stayed with the BI, he would have been gone. But the Philippines clearly has information, clearly is in the know, clearly has gotten the message from both the Russia and the United States that they do not want Vitaly, they're not going to accept him, and they're going to keep him in accordance with their local procedures. So he's now going to be kept.
Yeah, no, that's, I think, just like, both countries are probably trying to allow, you know, this the Philippines to do what they need to do to, like, send a message to anyone else that, like, thinks that they can come and do this. You know, there is repercussions to this kind of thing.
In a jail where they would process local cases where they're going to deal with locals. So this is something that shows us that he will be prosecuted under Philippine law. He's not going to get special treatment as an American. He's not going to be sent to America to deal with whatever he would deal with there, which probably wouldn't be much. If he'd be deported, he probably would just walk away in the United States. That's not what's going to happen here. He's going to face the full justice in the Philippines, and he's also going to face the process, it seems, as it would normally proceed. So he's going to face it like a Filipino that would have broken the law, like anybody else that comes to the Philippines and breaks the law. And I think that's absolutely the right way to go. I think the Philippines, once again, takes a giant W on this. But I want to know, what do you guys think about this? And what do you think about Vitaly's weight loss? What do you think the cause is? Let me know in the comments. Smash the like button, and I'll see you on the next one.
There he is. There's the other guy. Yeah, no, I think I think they're doing the right thing. You know, I don't think much more needs to be said other than, you know, you've got support from the countries, you got support from the people, I'm sure, from each country, and I'm sure there's some people that think it should go easy on them, but, you know, FAFO is what they say, you know, that's what they say, you know, and anyways, LegalMindset, check them out, like, comment, subscribe here, you know, like if you liked it, check out some other videos, All right, we'll see you later.